could vote tonight, but
first doses on hand and currently have like 3,900 scheduled.
All right, we'll go ahead and get started. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our COVID-19 update. I'm Jacob Ladner. I represent District 5 on the City Council. Mayor Bowling had a conflict this morning, so I'm subbing in for him. We do have a good update about vaccine eligibility. I think starting today, ADPH will extend eligibility for COVID-19 vaccinations to include anyone 16 or older, which is pretty much everybody now, I think. So that's good. Anybody that wants to get vaccinated can. There are 3 vaccine helplines in our community to assist those who don't have internet access. The first one is Westmead Baptist Church. The registration helpline number is 256-353-2490. And their operational hours are Monday through Thursday, 9:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. We also have Epic Church, has a helpline as well. The helpline number for Epic Church is 256-584-7080. Their operational hours are Monday through Thursday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. And then the Rotary Club of Decatur as well. Their helpline number is 256-303-1123, and their hours are Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. We are happy to have with us today, as usual, we have Kelly Powers, Decatur Morgan Hospital President. Thanks for being with us, Kelly.
Thank you.
Then we have Judy Smith, who came bearing gifts that she'll show us later, from the Alabama Department of Public Health. She's the administrator for the ADPH. So thank you for being here.
You're very welcome.
I'll give an update on the numbers and then turn it over to our experts here. As of now, we have 11,766 confirmed cases and another 2,378 probable cases, bringing the total number of cases to 14,144. The 14-day current positive rate is 3.72%, which I think decreased today from last week. Last time I was here with both of you, it's been a while. It was January 5th, and our update that day was a 58% positive rate, and we're down to 3.72% today, which is great, but we have to continue to be vigilant. So I will turn it over to Kelly if you want to give an update from the hospital.
Yes, thank you. Currently today we have 5 inpatients and 2 presumptive positive inpatients, 2 in the ICU and 1 on the vent, which we're thankful the numbers are down. Still sick people, and have had some deaths occur still from it. So it is still out there, and my one message this morning is I still see people waiting too late to come to the hospital, even young people. And, I'd rather you come on in and let us get you on the monoclonal antibody infusion or something to kind of help you with that. If you have any underlying health condition, please just come on into the hospital when you find out you're positive, so we can kind of get you on track so you won't hopefully end up on a ventilator.
Good. Are you any concern around we had Easter, back when we had these big upticks, it was kind of those holiday gathering, but more people are vaccinated. Any thoughts there on holiday?
We are worried about a surge, and we in Alabama have not seen that yet, but with lifting the mask mandate this week, I think we may see a surge. So, if you haven't been vaccinated, I still would suggest you wear your mask, social distance, and stay away with people until you're vaccinated. The good thing, we are vaccinating a lot. We vaccinated 16,864 doses, so that's not people, but that's doses. We're Pfizer, so it is the 2-dose there. But we are getting a good allotment every week. So I hope after today, when it opens up, we'll see more and more people come and get their vaccine, which again helps us get to that immunity side. So
great, Judy. What do you got for us today?
Well, first of all, let me say it is wonderful, and I think Kelly would say this too, it is wonderful to be able to come and bring good news for a change. It has been a long year and a half, a terribly long year and a half. And I want to start by saying that if you wanted to and you were where you could, I hope you were able to attend your worship service yesterday at your church. Last year was certainly a lot different from that, and I think we all missed out a lot, and it really was a hallelujah moment for more reasons than one that we were able to attend that church service, worship service. I will have to say, I'm gonna borrow a line from, unfortunately, a tobacco thing. We've come a long way, baby. Do you mind if I call you baby? We've come a long way, baby. We're pretty. We've come a long way in this 18-month tour journey that we have been on, and things, as you have always said, are doing extremely well. We don't want to let our guard down. I guess the hospital and the healthcare industry as a whole, we tend to be sort of negative Nellies. We always have to look at what's going on behind the scenes to be absolutely sure we're not just jumping, we're not just jumping off and saying that things are okay. I will say that in the state of Alabama, there have now been over 500,000 people who have had coronavirus, over 10,000 people who have died. In Morgan County, as you had said earlier, there's 14,144 cases. That represents 1 in every 10 people in this community that's known that actually was tested that actually had coronavirus, and that's a whole lot of folks. That's one in every 10. And as Kelly said earlier, there were 266 people who have died. And I will tell you that one of those deaths was yesterday. I will also tell you that 13 of those deaths were in March. So it's not over, and if that's your family member, if that's your family, it is still tough, it's still devastating. I say this about tornadoes, and we've unfortunately had a lot of tough weather lately. It doesn't matter whether it's an EF1 or an EF6 category. If it's your house that's blown away, your house is still blown away. It doesn't matter whether it's one death or 266 deaths. If it's your family member, it's your family that's been touched by this, then you've been touched, and we don't want that to happen. Our goal is, yes, to keep people out of the hospital, but our greater goal than that is to keep people healthy. The purpose of the healthcare as a whole is preventive medicine, to keep people where they need to be. So where are we now? Kelly is right. We are majorly into the vaccine effort, and it has been phenomenal. We knew that science would come along, and we knew it would play a tremendous role in what's going on. And right now, there should be no reason that you cannot get a vaccine if you need it, if you're 16 and older. Now, I want to qualify something in that, and that is if you are 16 or 17, right now it has to be Pfizer vaccine. The hospital and a few of the pharmacies around town are doing the Pfizer vaccine. The health department is not, so we will be doing the 18 and older, as well as a lot of other pharmacies. Now, I want to give you an additional website to look at, and that is vaccinefinder.org. And if you go to vaccinefinder.org, you can say what your zip code is. It will ask you how many miles of radius you're willing to go to take a vaccine, and then you can even indicate which vaccine you're willing to take. And if you only want the 1-dose vaccine, the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, then you can indicate that's all I want. I will tell you there are several pharmacies and places around the Decatur area that do have the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. My health department staff is going to kill me for my next statement, but I'm going to say it anyway. We actually have seen, people have not run over me nearly as much in the morning getting to work, so because there are other providers that are, and this is wonderful. It's wonderful that people have an option. But at the same time, one of the other things that has happened is that people have made appointments everywhere. They made one at the hospital, one with us, one at every pharmacy in town, and they certainly went to the one that called them first, and I don't blame them. But they did not cancel the other appointments. And so what has ended up happening is actually we tend to have some extra doses almost every day that we have the clinics. Kelly, are you all kind of in that?
We are.
As a matter of fact, there is a couple of afternoons that they put me on the street to make cars come into the health department to be sure that we didn't waste any doses. That's not entirely true, but they did threaten to do that. But the bottom line to it is if you can't find a dose, if you will call either the hospital or the health department or one of these other entities, there is a good chance that by late morning, which is when we're doing our appointments, or by late afternoon, when I say late afternoon, around 2:30, there is a real possibility that you can get a vaccine. And I will tell you, if you need a vaccine, we have the vaccine. As long as we have the vaccinators, and as long as we do not have to open a vial with the potential of wasting additional doses, then we're going to give you that vaccine. I am going to admit to you that in the future for us Moderna folks, it may get a little bit harder because they now have gotten authorized approval to put 15 doses in a vial instead of 10 doses in a vial. So at the end of the day, we may end up having five extra doses instead of 3 extra doses. One of the biggest problems with the extra doses is you need to be where you can possibly come. There is a timeline on how long you can maintain the vaccine. So, we wouldn't, if we called you and said, hey, do you want your extra dose today? You need to be probably within 30 minutes of being able to come and get it. Is that about right for you too, Kelly?
Yes.
But vaccine is available in this community. There should be no reason people cannot get vaccine. And if you remember, we both promised you back when you were here in January that if you would just be patient, we would get that vaccine for you. We have that vaccine for you. You just need to get it. Multiple pharmacies around town that also have a vaccine. I will tell you that Kroger and, CVS is the Kroger's, and there's somebody else that I'm fixing to get in trouble, Walgreens, also have Pfizer vaccine. You just have to check with them, and if you will check on that vaccine finder, you will get it. It did open up today. It is wonderful that we are able to get an additional group. Now, the parents that are going to have to tackle their 16-year-olds and drag them to the health department to get their shot, that is not our problem. If they come, we will do our best to give them. So please, if you are where you can get the vaccine, do so. I will also tell you that Pfizer in particular and Moderna right behind it are doing testing right now on 12 and above. So I can see in the near future, probably, maybe not before school starts, but probably sometime in the fall or early winter, I could see this becoming a school vaccine, being part of the school vaccination. Once again, you all will have to work on preparing your children to come and get it. But the other thing that is going to happen this Friday is the governor will lift the mask ordinance. As far as the state is concerned, she will lift it. There have been, you need to really think about this, and I really urge you to do so. Distancing and masks have been our protective capability up until this point, and that's not over. We're still going to have, no vaccine is 100%, no treatment is 100%. So the potential is still out there, and as we've told you, even with the vaccines we have, there are still deaths that are occurring from this disease. So let's don't totally let up our guard. We're not ready to totally let everything go. And I will share with you, I'm a big Disney World person. I love Disney World, and I understand that the commission's going to send me to Disney World or the city council. I'm just kidding, they're not. But it's a great idea.
You deserve it.
I certainly do buy donkeys, as does my staff. But if you've ever been to Disney World, and I hope you get to go if you have not. If you drive, when you drive in down there, there's this huge sign that says, "Welcome to Disney World." And it's just so great, and but you still got a ways to go to get in that gate, to get to those rides. And when you get in those rides, you're still going to wait in line a little bit. So we're not quite there yet. We're almost to Disney World, but we're not quite there. Don't get in the wrong lane. Don't go to something right now where you have the potential of being exposed again. And let's keep going the direction that we're going. Things are wonderful. We got our Easter services back. We're getting our businesses back. We're getting to play ball again. Isn't that exciting? We're getting to do all those things that we lost out on. And please, let's don't let them go simply because we got in the wrong lane at Disney World and we decided it wasn't that important. The two things I want to leave you with are the things that we will continue to be concerned about, that we choose to be concerned about because that's our job. And I'm going to call them the 2 V's. The first V is vaccine. Please, when you can get a dose of vaccine, get it. It doesn't matter which kind. It's going to protect you. It's going to protect those around you. You're taking care of your family. The other thing that we will be doing in public health is we will be watching the variances. And I will tell you that right now, there are 181 cases of the variances that have been defined in Alabama. Fortunately, none of them have been tremendously severe, but we will continue to watch that. Now, I don't think we need to be overly alarmed about them. In fact, any disease that you look at, whether it's flu or whether it's polio or whether it's whatever, viruses are evil things, and they learn to sneak around you when you're not looking. In fact, those of us who are old enough to remember know that when we got the polio vaccine as young kids, there were 3 different variants that we got. And interestingly enough, you got type 1 first, type 3 second, and type 2 was the last one, and I never did figure out that new math. I never did understand why, anyway. But even now, when we do flu vaccine, we have different variants. We have type A, we have type B, and you typically in a year will get a trivalent vaccine. I can see that happening in the future also, if in fact it is determined that we need to have boosters or we need to have additional vaccines. A lot of research going on out there. A lot of things we still don't know. We've had vaccines going for just barely over 3 months. Do we know what the real impact of that's going to be? No, we don't. But we're in the right lane at Disney World, and we're going to keep at it until we get on the tram and get to go to whatever park we want to go to the Magic Kingdom. How about that?
That's good.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Judy. And I think just to reiterate that, I mean, I've run a couple of half marathons, and you train for weeks and weeks and weeks. Well, when you get to mile 12, you don't quit because you put in all that hard work. And there's been a lot of hard work that's gone into getting us to these numbers where things are looking really positive, but we can't stop now. We got to wait until we're there, right? So, encourage everybody to get the vaccine that can. Let's continue to be responsible with our distancing and masking. That's probably going to become something that's up to each individual person to do. So we need to make sure we do those things and be responsible. Once again, thank you guys for your hard work and leadership, both at the hospital and the health department. It's been just an amazing year. You guys, I'm sure, have learned a lot, and but really led our communities through this pandemic. So thank you, and thank you for your teams. Thanks everybody for joining us today. Do we have questions? No questions. Dion, do you have a question?
Hold your mask up. Please be vaccinated.
Oh yeah, Judy's got us gifts.
Please be vaccinated.
We good? All right, thank you. Thanks everybody.